Welcome to my slideshow of our visit to the inauguration of Barack Obama. This is the group of students I took as we visited Colonial Williamsburg. A larger group. This is the courthouse at Colonial Williamsburg. This is one of the shops at Colonial Williamsburg. The kids are getting explained to them what went on in this shop. This is actually me in the jail in Colonial Williamsburg. And we have Ye Old Wig Shop, which kids really liked. They thought it was pretty cool. And here we have the old wig maker. And we visited quite a few monuments, including the Arlington National Cemetery. Saw many gravestones, and the kids were pretty fascinated by the cemetery itself. And the students were able to see the vastness of the actual cemetery itself and the new graves that were being put in as well. And here we have the eternal frame for the Kennedys. And of course here we have a close-up of the actual flame itself. And here we have the flag at the memorial. This is the headstone of a Medal of Honor recipient. And of course this is kind of an upper view of the cemetery itself. And this is a ceremony for the laying of the wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, and of course also the changing of the guard at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And if you look to the left, you can also see some of our active military that were there had a much closer view than everyone else, as they deserve to. And of course to the left you can actually see the tomb itself. The bugler, and of course the wreath there to the left, and the soldiers currently serving. This is one of the memorials in the park, one of the statues. Here's an upper view of the actual cemetery itself, and of course it was Robert E. Lee's house, and it was confiscated by the government for failure to pay taxes during the Civil War. And this is on our way to the mall, and this is one of the monuments that we saw, or statues we saw along the way, as a memorial to the soldiers that fought in Vietnam. And the Washington Monument. And some very cold Southern Californians that were as bundled up as we could be. And this is a memorial to the soldiers that fought in Korea. And another view. And this is also a part of the Korean War Memorial, and you see these are actually photographs that are etched into the marble. As you look at the actual piece itself, you can see your own reflection within the pictures. And one more view of the Korean War Memorial. This is the monument to Thomas Jefferson. And we see this is the actual front of the building here. And of course, here's the statue of Thomas Jefferson. It's quite tall in the Jefferson Memorial. And this is the actual images from the inauguration. Of course, we weren't close enough to see it, in person, but we were about a third of the way back. And this is Colin Powell. And this is Joe Biden being sworn in as Vice President. And another image of Biden as he's finishing up. And here is President Obama as he's taking his oath of office. And this is President Obama making his inaugural address. And after the inauguration, we went to some of the museums. This is the American History Museum at the Smithsonian, and this is me next to Stephen Colbert. And this is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, a side view of the presidential residence, the White House. And this is the mall post-inauguration as they're breaking everything down. And this is a view of the Lincoln Memorial. And this is the Washington Monument and reflecting pool, and you can see the Capitol in the back. And of course another view of the Washington Monument from the Lincoln Memorial. And this is the Lincoln Memorial upon approach. And here, of course, is the man himself, and this is an actually huge statue of Lincoln. And even a little closer up. And here is the Gettysburg Address. Now this is a view of the Washington Monument from the back of the Lincoln Memorial, and pretty much you can see almost everything from the Lincoln Memorial, including Arlington National Cemetery. And one more view. And I'll end on this photo where you have the Capitol, the reflecting pool, the Washington Monument, and of course we're standing at the Lincoln Memorial.